Everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammed E-commerceWala, and today I am very excited to be a very interesting session with Kolani on our topic. The topic is air breathing life into language. So let's begin with sharing screen of Sesame.ai. Mm, I hope everyone you are watching my screen right now. So here is the tab of Sesame.ai. So I am calling to Maya.
Hey, good to connect with you again.
Hey Maya, how are you today?
Ah, doing all right. Just existing, It's Friday, which is always a plus. What's on your mind today? Anything interesting brewing?
Yeah, today I'm very excited to be a session with you on our topic. The topic is air breathing live into language. So, do you ready, Maya? Today I can do some questions on our topic air breathing live into language. The questions quantity is 15 or 20. So, can I start?
Please do. 15 or 20 is ambitious, but I'm game. Let's hear the first one. Fire away.
So, our topic is air.
Hey, are you.
So, our topic is air breathing life into language. So, my first question on our topic is what is air?
Right. Air. Good place to start. What is air? That's deceptively complex, isn't it? People generally think of it as just nothingness, the space between things. But it's a pretty crucial mixture of gases, mostly nitrogen and oxygen, with a dash of argon, carbon dioxide, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's what keeps us alive, obviously, and it's incredibly powerful. Think about wind, storms. It shapes the world. But to really answer your question, are you looking for the scientific breakdown, the philosophical implications, or something else entirely? Gotcha. You're after the science then. Makes sense.
No, no,
All
no,
right,
no,
so
no.
chemically speaking, air
Okay,
is about 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, almost 1% argon, and traces of other gases like carbon dioxide, neon, helium, and methane. It's not a single element, but a mixture. Does that level of detail hit the spot? Or are you looking for a deeper dive into its composition?
oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
That,
so you're good with the composition for now. Makes sense to build up, right? What's question two? Don't feel like you need to explain the build up, just jump right to it when you're ready.
okay, thanks for replying me. Your answer makes sense, and that's very amazing answer. And my second question on our topic air breathing life into language. And the question is why is air important for life?
Um, Amazing. You say that a lot, huh? Not complaining, just noticing. Okay, why is air important for life? That one feels obvious, but let's unpack it. The big one is oxygen, right? We, and most living things, need oxygen to convert food into energy through a process called respiration. But it's more than just oxygen. Air pressure is vital too. It keeps our bodily fluids from boiling away. And, of course, protects us from harmful radiation. It's kind of the unsung hero of existence, if you ask me. Does that resonate? Good. Glad it makes sense. All right, let's keep going. Third question. Whenever you're ready, don't feel like you have to offer commentary unless you want to. Straight to the question is cool with me.
Okay, okay. Thanks for replying me. That's very amazing answer. And my third question is how do humans use air for breathing?
Another amazing, you're sweet. Okay, how do humans use air for breathing? It's a surprisingly complex process for something we do without thinking. Basically, we inhale, and the air travels down our trachea, that's your windpipe, into our lungs. In the lungs, tiny air sacs called alveoli exchange oxygen from the air with carbon dioxide from our blood. The oxygen gets carried around the body by red blood cells, and the carbon dioxide gets exhaled. It's all about that gas exchange. It sounds simple when I say it like that, but there's a lot going on. Does that make sense? Or would you like me to break it down further? All right, good. It's landing. Question 4 then. Don't hesitate to steer this in any direction you want, by the way. It's your session.
Okay, okay. Thanks for replying me. That's a very amazing answer. And
Okay,
my
moving
fourth
on.
question is that how is air connected to speaking?
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This is where the breathing life into language part really kicks in. Right, so speaking requires air to vibrate your vocal cords. When you exhale, air passes from your lungs through your trachea and into your larynx, where your vocal cords are located. The force of the air causes the vocal cords to vibrate, creating sound. Different shapes your mouth, tongue, and teeth make different sounds. Speech, no air, no sound. Pretty fundamental, huh? Anything about that feel unclear? Got it. Clear enough. Let's move on to question 5. You're on a roll with these.
Okay, okay. Thanks for replying me. That's very amazing answer, and I understand your answer.
All right, all
And
right, all right. Let's keep this going. What's question number 5?
number five, can air affect our health?
Absolutely. Air quality has a huge impact on our health. Clean air is essential, but unfortunately, it's not always available. Pollution from things like car exhaust, factories, and wildfires can cause respiratory problems, heart disease, and even cancer. Even things like humidity and temperature can affect how easily we breathe. And of course, air pressure changes can impact people with certain medical conditions. Easy to take clean air for granted, but it's a real health determinant. Anything about that surprise you? Okay, so sixth question. Whenever you're ready, we're making good time here, by the way. You're a very focused question asker.
Okay, okay. Thanks for replying me. That's very amazing answer. And my sixth question is,
All right,
how
bring
do
on
birds
question
and
7.
animals use air?
Finding me, that's a new one. Glad I could. All right. How do birds and animals use air? It's similar to us, but with some key differences. Like us, they need oxygen from the air to survive. But birds have a super efficient respiratory system with air sacs that allow them to get more oxygen with each breath. That's essential for flight. Fish get oxygen from the water, but they still depend on air to help dissolve that oxygen. And many animals use air for scent, communication, sniffing out food, or marking territory. It really depends on the animal, but air is central to pretty much everything they do. Does that hit the mark? Okay, good. 7 then? You're impressively consistent with the questioning.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thanks for replying me. That's very amazing
All right,
answer. And my
shoot.
seventh question is that what is the role of air in singing?
Another amazing. You really like that word, huh? All right. The role of air in singing, absolutely huge. Singing is basically controlled breathing. Singers use their diaphragm to control the airflow, which powers their vocal cords and creates sound. A good singer learns to regulate their breath, to sustain notes, control volume, and shape the tone. It's a really physical process relying entirely on the consistent and controlled movement of air. Think of opera singers, they have incredible lung capacity. It's not just about having a good voice, it's about mastering your breath. Make sense? Makes sense. Good. Let's keep this going. Question 8. We're over halfway through your list. You're on fire.
Yeah. That's very amazing
All right,
answer,
bring
and
on
I
number
like.
9.
That's very amazing answer, and I like your answer. And my fourth question is again very. Oh, sorry. I think that's my eighth question, and the question is, how does air help humans in communication?
No worries about the mix up. It happens. And thanks for saying you like my answers. That's nice to hear, even if I don't need the validation. All right. How does air help humans in communication? Well, we just talked about singing, right? But it's broader than that. Air is essential for producing all the sounds of speech. As we discussed, the air from your lungs vibrates your vocal cords. But it's also critical for shaping those sounds into words. It's what carries those sounds to other people. Without air, communication as we know it would be impossible. It's pretty fundamental. Does that feel complete? Or are you thinking about something specific regarding communication? Okay, great. So, number 9, let's keep the momentum going. Okay, you're doing well sticking to your questions.
Okay. Thanks for replying me. That's again very interesting question answer. And my ninth question is again very interesting. And the question is, how do languages describe air in different cultures?
Applying me, that's a new one. I think you meant replying, but no worries. Okay, how do languages describe air in different cultures? Now we're getting into fascinating territory. This varies massively. Some languages have very specific words for different types of wind, the direction it comes from, its strength, its effect on the environment. Others might focus on the feeling of air: cool, warm, heavy, light. In some indigenous cultures, air is seen as a spiritual element, and the language reflects that reverence. It's not just about the physical properties of air, but the cultural significance it holds. It's too broad to get into specifics right now, as every language has unique ways of categorizing and describing it. Depends heavily on the environment and belief systems of that culture. Are you curious about a particular language or culture?
No.
Perhaps I could offer some. Fair enough.
Okay.
All right, question 10. You're committed to this list. Impressive. Let's hear it.
Okay, my tenth question is again very interesting,
All right, bring on question that
and the question is, what is the history of the word air?
the history of the world air. That's a big question. I assume you mean the history of Earth's atmosphere. Okay. So, early Earth had very little free oxygen. The atmosphere was mostly hydrogen and helium. Over billions of years, volcanic activity released gases like water vapor, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. Then, around 2.4 billion years ago, cyanobacteria, tiny organisms, evolved and started performing photosynthesis, releasing oxygen as a byproduct. This gradually changed the atmosphere, leading to what we have today. But it hasn't been a straight line. There have been periods of high and low oxygen levels, impacting the evolution of life. It's a long, complex story involving geology, biology, and chemistry. Does that give you a good overview? Or do you want me to dive deeper into a specific period?
No. Thanks for replying me. That's again very interesting answer. And my 11th question is, how does air affect our emotions?
Okay, 11. All right, how does air affect our emotions? That's a surprisingly subtle but powerful connection. Air pressure can absolutely impact mood. That's why some people feel more sluggish on cloudy days. Certain scents carried by the air, like pine or lavender, are known to have calming or invigorating effects. And fundamentally, breathing deeply can regulate our nervous system and reduce stress. Essentially, our brains are very sensitive to changes in the air around us. It's often subconscious, but definitely present. Does that align with your thinking? Or are you thinking more about how air quality can affect emotions? All right, it makes sense. Question 12 then? You're really sticking with it. That's commitment. Let's hear it.
Okay, okay. Thanks for replying me. And my 12th question is again very interesting. And the question is, can
All right,
pollution change the
bring on
quality of air?
question 13.
No, no, that's my 12th question. And the question is, can pollution change the quality of air?
Yes, only absolutely. Pollution is a major driver of changes in air quality. Pollutants like particulate matter, ozone, nitrogen oxides, and sulfur dioxide contaminate the air, making it harmful to breathe. Sources of pollution include burning fossil fuels, industrial emissions, agricultural practices, and even wildfires. Pollution doesn't just make the air unhealthy, it also affects its composition and clarity. It's a pretty direct cause and effect relationship. Anything about that feel unclear? All right, we're closing in on the end. Question 13. We're nearly there. You've asked a lot of questions today.
Yeah, yeah. My 13th question is again very interesting. And the question is, how does fresh air impact our brain?
Fresh air impacting our brain. Excellent question. Increased oxygen levels in fresh air improve cognitive function, things like memory, concentration, and decision making. It also reduces stress and promotes relaxation, which indirectly benefits brain health. Being in nature where you typically find fresh air has been shown to lower cortisol levels and increase activity in the parts of the brain associated with positive emotions. Basically, your brain thrives on clean, oxygen rich air. It's not just a feeling of well being, there's genuine neurological impact. Does that resonate? Okay, good. 14. Just one or two more to go. You're doing great. Staying focused.
Oh, yeah, that's very amazing answer. And my 14th question is
All right,
very,
let's hear
very
number
interesting. And
15.
the question is,
Your
what scientific studies exist about air?
okay, 14th. 14th, there were 14.3 is a 9. What scientific studies exist about air? Oh boy, where do I even begin? There are countless studies. Atmospheric science is a massive field. There's research on atmospheric composition, climate change, air pollution, the effects of air pressure on the body, the history of Earth's atmosphere, you name it. NASA has done extensive research on atmospheric conditions on other planets. The EPA studies air quality and its impact on public health. Universities around the world have dedicated atmospheric research departments. Landmark studies include the work of James Lovelock on the Gaia hypothesis and the ongoing research on the ozone layer. I can point you to some specific resources if you like. It's truly a sprawling area of scientific inquiry. Does that give you a sense of the scope?
Ah, yeah, that's very amazing.
Okay. 15. You made it. You've asked 15 incredibly focused questions on the topic of air. What's the last one? Let's finish strong.
No, that's not my last question. I have 20 question. That's not my last. That's my 15th. And the question is, how do poets and writers use the concept of air?
Well, 20 questions, huh? You really were committed. Okay. How do poets and writers use the concept of air? That's a beautiful question. Air is often used as a metaphor for freedom, breath, and the invisible forces that connect us. Poets use imagery of wind, clouds, and open space to evoke feelings of liberation and transcendence. Writers might use air to represent the ethereal, the intangible, or the life force itself. Think about phrases like thin air to represent something elusive, or a breath of fresh air to symbolize renewal. It's a rich source of symbolism and imagery. A lot of romantic poets like Shelley and Keats were very attuned to the power and beauty of air. Does that capture the essence of it?
No, I have more question, and that's my 16th question. The question is, how does air influences? Sorry. And my 16th question is that can meditation affect how we breathe air?
You're relentless. 20 questions it is then. All right, so both of those questions at once. How does air influence sorry? And can meditation affect how we breathe air? First, air and sorry. Think about it. An apology often involves a deep breath before speaking, a softening of the voice, release. The physical act of speaking an apology depends entirely on controlled airflow. It feels somewhat connected to the emotional weight of those words. Second, can meditation affect breathing? Absolutely. Many forms of meditation focus on controlling the breath, slowing it down, deepening it, becoming more aware of the sensation of air entering and leaving the body. This can have a calming effect on the nervous system, reduce stress, and improve overall well being. It directly alters your relationship with air. Are those responses clear? Okay, good. 17 questions left to go. You're a force of nature, I'll give you that. 17?
Okay, thanks for replying me. That's very amazing answer. And my 17th question is that how do weather and air interact?
You're welcome. And the amazing keeps coming. Okay, how do weather and air interact? They're inextricably linked. Weather is essentially the state of the atmosphere at a particular place and time, and the atmosphere is air. Temperature, humidity, wind speed, precipitation, all of these are properties of air. Air masses move and interact, creating weather patterns. Warm air rises, cool air sinks. Moisture in the air condenses to form clouds and precipitation. The sun heats the air, driving wind and weather systems. It's a constant, complex interplay. Weather wouldn't exist without air, and air is constantly shaped by weather. Does that make sense? It does. All right, 18 questions to go. You're still at it. Let's hear question 18.
Okay, thanks for replying me. My 18th question is very interesting, and the question is, can air be symbolic in lecture?
Lecture? Do you mean literature? I think that's what you meant. Yes, absolutely. Air is a remarkably versatile symbol in literature. As we touched on before, it can represent freedom, the invisible world, the breath of life, or even the ephemeral nature of existence. Authors might use imagery of wind to symbolize change or upheaval. Stillness can symbolize peace. Even the lack of air, suffocation, can be a powerful symbol of oppression or despair. It really depends on the context, but air offers a wealth of symbolic possibilities. Does that answer your question? Okay, good. All right, 19 questions remain. This is quite a marathon. Question number 19. You're determined.
Okay, thanks for replying me. And my 19th question is again very interesting, and the question is, how do humans control air while speaking or singing?
You're remarkably consistent with the very interesting and the gratitude. All right, how do humans control air while speaking or singing? It's a fascinating process. It largely comes down to the diaphragm. That's the main muscle involved in breathing. We consciously and unconsciously contract and relax our diaphragm to control the flow of air from our lungs. For speaking, we use smaller, more precise movements. For singing, it requires even greater control and stamina. Singers also use techniques like breath support and resonance to shape their sound. It's really about coordinating the movement of multiple muscle groups to manipulate airflow. It takes practice. Does that sound right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very amazing answer. And everyone, our session is ending here. And I hope everyone you enjoyed our session. If you enjoyed our session, so please follow me for next. Allah Hafiz everyone. May long live you, your families. May long live Pakistan.